So this evening we're going to be going through arms, specifically biceps. So what do I use in the garage gym to work on the biceps, and what can you also use in a normal commercial gym, which probably a lot of you train in? First of all, of course, you've got your dumbbells, and they are the absolute staple diet, especially things like strict bicep curls that we're going to be going through, and also things like seated and standing hammer curls. Okay, also, as you can see down here as well, I've got two bars. So I've got my 6 foot 15 kilogram bar here, and I've also got what's called a super EZ bar. So what you'll find in most gyms is you'll have an EZ bar. So there'll be patterns or whatever you want to say. There's, I don't know, a wonky bent bar, EZ bar, but that's a super EZ bar. And the reason why they call it a super EZ bar is because you've got that exaggerated curve here. And that's really, really good for working the peaks. So when you're going in on that close grip. But we're going to be working through all three of those today. So we're going to be going through the straight bar, as well as that also the EZ bar, and also dumbbells as well. Okay, now when it comes to the straight bar, I like to use a straight bar for wide bicep curls, as well as that, your standard bicep curls, which are probably around about kind of like shoulder width apart. But certainly when you're going in on a close grip, then there's nothing better than an EZ bar or an exaggerated super EZ bar as I've got there, because if you're using a close grip with a straight bar, I find it really does put a lot of strain on your wrists. And you certainly won't or need that. So without further ado, let's get going. Okay, so we're just going to start by using the super EZ bar. Okay, so just the bar is on or around 10 kilos. You then got 10 kilos on each side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work through 3 grips here. Okay, so the first one's going to be a wide grip. So as you can see, it's just outside of shoulder width, or some distance outside of shoulder width. Your shoulders aren't that big. So what I'm going to do is literally curl. Now if I turn on here, what you want to be doing is you want to get as little body sway as possible. Now, when you get heavier, depending on your body weight, sometimes you need a little bit of a swing, but you should try to minimise it as much as you possibly can. Now with any of these bicep exercises, what you're trying to do is really keep those elbows tucked in, and even with a wide grip like this. So as you're coming up, you're keeping those elbows tucked into the side, and the aim of the game is to get those touching, if not as close as possible, to your lats. Now with this type of weight, and certainly for my lower muscle group or smaller muscle groups like biceps and triceps, I'm aiming for always around about that 10 repetition marker on my sets. And then what, as I've said already mentioned, is I'll go through 3 grips now. Started wide, I'll come into a standard curl, and then I'll finish with that close grip. Okay, so that close grip really working those peaks, which of course everyone wants. Want the big peaks on the biceps. So what I'm going to do in between sets, I'm going to give myself about 30 seconds, which is coming up now, then we move on to the next grip. So I'll be picking up again. So as you can see, I've now come in on this grip. Okay, so as you can see, it's now bang on shoulder width. Again, trying to keep that form. If you find for any reason that you are falling forwards, as you tend to do because the weight is out there, as I said, when you start upping the weight you're lifting, it becomes harder. Instead of trying to lean into it, all I would say is go chest proud. So get your chest up, put your chin forward. Or put your chin up, sorry. What you find there is, with body weight, with your posture, put your chin up, you move backwards, put your chin down, and you seem to move forwards. So if you want to keep a nice posture, or try to go back without leaning back, use your chin. Again, trying to keep those elbows tucked in. Excellent. And when you're repping there, what you don't want to be doing is repping up and then letting it go down. You should have control on the way up, control on the way down. The perfect form is almost going to be that 2-second rule. So 1, 2, 1, 2. That gives equal time under tension to both the eccentric and eccentric as well. So it's all good. Right, so we're going to give it another 20 seconds. And then we're going to go inside. So now we're going to do the close grip curls. As I said, these are really going to be working the peak. And what I'll tend to do is once I've gone through these 3 reps, or 3 sets, sorry, I'll then repeat it. Okay? Perfect. So what a lot of you will be trying to do is what we call progressive overload. Okay, so progressive overload is the way it sounds, you're progressively overloading the muscle group over time. So that could mean progression in loads of different ways. It could mean that, say for example, last week you did this twice, so it was 6 sets. Next week, your aim in your progressive overload is going to be adding another round robin of those 3 exercises. So instead of completing 2 sets on each grip, 6 in total, you might look to do 3, so 9 in total. So you're adding another third to that workout on the EZ. Also, what it might be is you might actually keep those 2 sets exactly the same. Yeah, so you're going through 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So what you're doing is you're not progressing with adding sets, but potentially what you could do is look to increase the weight as that progressive overload as well. Yeah, so you might go from what I'm lifting here, which is about 30 kg. You might look to put 2.5 on each side, or even 5 on each side. Yeah, so instead of adding sets, you can also, of course, add weight to the party as well. And there's loads of different ways that you can progressive overload. Talked about that 2-second rule. So another way you could do is actually slow down the reps. So you've got kind of more time under tension as well. Yeah, so again, it might not be the number of sets, or it might not be, say for example, the weight. It could be the time under tension as well. There's loads of different other things you can do too. So just giving you ideas of what you can do. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go through that again. And I am going to progressively overload. So I'm going to put another 2.5 kilos on each side. And we're going to do that exactly again. Okay, so I've now added another 2.5 kilo onto this EZ bar. And again, we're going to go through those grips again. So we're going to start with this wide grip again. Now, even though we've gone up in weight, that doesn't mean your form needs to suffer. If you find that your form's suffering after a couple of reps, it's too heavy. So drop down, get the form right. And then just look at a different way to progressively overload. Again, add sets in. Increase, say for example, the last couple of sets, the number of reps you do as well, so build up on that endurance too. Now, so what I'm still doing is making sure there's no swing in here and trying to keep the elbows tucked in. Nice. Okay, right, so what I'm going to do, now I'm going to rest for 30 seconds again, then we're going to go inside for those standard biceps and finish with the peaks. Okay, right, so we've gone for that wider grip. Now we're going to go inside. So as you can see, it's pretty much just inside shoulder width. And we're going to go again. So again, don't want any form to suffer. So if you feel yourself moving forward, chest out, chin up, Keep those elbows tucked in and try to control it on the way up, but also on the way down as well. Don't cheat yourself out of half of the rep. So that's a full rep. Excellent, good, good, good. Right, so 30 seconds rest now, and then we're going to bring it inside. So we're going to bring it into close grip. That's where you're going to be really working those peaks. Okay, so this is a great one. So if you find, actually, do you know something? You've got some decent meat on that bicep. Yeah, again, you're probably doing a lot of your standard curls, as well as that, probably quite a lot of the wider curls with your barbell, so you're getting a decent shape around the bicep. If you find you're actually losing, or you don't have that peak you want, honestly, get inside and get some close grip bicep curls done, because I guarantee it, especially if you're using an EZ bar, using a super EZ bar like I've got there, it will really, really develop those peaks. Okay, right, without further ado, let's get it on. Okay. So as I mentioned, no suffering on form. Try to keep those elbows tucked in as much as you can. Three more. One more. Nice. Good. Right, that is me done with the EZ bar. So what we're going to do now is, I'm going to take a couple of minutes rest, and we're going to crack on with some strict bicep curls with dumbbell, and also some hammer curls with dumbbells as well. Let's go. Right, so we're moving on from the EZ bar, so super EZ bar, to strict bicep curls. Okay, so as you can see, just got the dumbbells down here. There isn't going to be any of this halfway up and then it turns into a curl, like you see a lot of people do, because to be honest with you, it's probably too heavy for them. So I'm going to turn those palms out straight away. So this is nothing around brachialis, nothing around swing of the shoulders. This is all in biceps. So just palms facing forwards, and then you're going to bicep curl. Again, you want to try to limit the swing as much as you can. If there's a bit, it doesn't matter. But do try to limit it. I'll try to limit the amount of holes I get in my joggers from these dumbbells. Keep those elbows tucked in, and do try to control the weight, not only on the way up, but certainly on the way down as well. Okay, two more. Nice. Good, good, good. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take about 30 seconds to 40 seconds rest, and then we're going to move from those strict bicep curls I've just been doing there to hammer curl. Okay, so as I said, most people bicep curl like this. Yeah, so he's up, hammer curl, bicep curl. Yeah, you've lost half the rep. And most of the resistance is in this part here. So you're really working your biceps. Might be getting bigger arms, but probably not where you need it. So that's why whenever I'm going strict, it's always palms out, and it's a perfectly strict bicep curl. But now we are going to hammer curl. Okay, so that's going to be palms facing together, and exactly the same. It's called hammer because literally it's like hammering. But hammers on the way up. Right, let's go. So the hammer curl is exactly the same. I'm trying to keep these elbows tucked in. Chest out. Trying to go with broad shoulders, just to keep as upright as I possibly can. As you can see, if I go side on here, there's a little bit of movement in the elbow, as you can see. I'm trying to just go up to about 90 degrees. That's about as far as I can go on the crease of the arm, and then away you go. Nice. Excellent, good, good, good. Right, so it's going to do 2 more sets. Okay, so it's going to be another set of strict bicep curls, then another set of hammer curls, as I've just shown you there. And then I'm going to move on and finish arms with some straight bar, reverse curls, and drag curls as well. So they're coming in just a second. Okay, so if you're in a garage gym, you've probably got some barbells, so some made up barbells like I have here. This is what, a 25. Or if you're in a commercial gym, you've certainly got these. So what have we gone through today already? We've gone through dumbbells, we've gone through EZ bar, and now I was going to make up that 6 foot bar, but I thought actually I'm finishing with drag curls as well as that reverse curls. So let's just use this ready-made up barbell. So what you can do for these reverse curls they're exactly as they sound. So what you can do is it's a reversal of grip. It's where you usually go underhand on any curls. You're just going to go over the bar with your grip. Okay, same distance, so just probably in line with shoulders. I always use a suicide grip here, but of course you can tuck your thumbs under there as well. And again, name of the game on any curls is keeping your elbows tucked in as much as you can. Go chest proud, chin up if you find yourself swinging like an ape. We'll go from there. So you're into that position there. This one's great for wrist strength, as well as that. Awesome for your forearms. And it just hits absolutely differently on those tendons. But really good, just like hammer curls for blowing your arm up. Nice. Right, so I'm going to rest, then we're going to go into some drag curls. So drag curls, again, you're going to go with that overhand grip, okay? So just as we were doing with those reverse curls, but this time, actually wait a minute, ignore me, you're not. I was literally going to drag curl like that, but I was thinking, actually wait a minute, that's a great one for your rear delts and traps, but not brilliant for your arms. So we're going to go underhand, Barry, well done. We've only been doing this for decades, don't worry about it. It's been a long day. So we're going to take that drag curl and we're going to be dragging it up our body. So with that bar, with straight position, you're going to be literally just dragging the bar up your body. Now don't worry about your elbows going back, because if anything, that's where the pain gain comes, yeah? So as you're dragging up here, as you can see, you're getting that crease, you're getting that curl in the arm here as well. And this one is brilliant for not only your forearms, but massive for your arms. So let's go through and show you that now. So you go into just outside of shoulder width apart. If I come side on here, you'll see what I mean. So you're bringing the bar up, your body as far as you can, and literally just bring it down. So it's almost like you do on deadlift, where you're dragging it up your flipping shins. Here, you're dragging it up as high as you can, up your abdominals. You can get to your chest, you're a bloody hell of a lot more flexible than I am. Or you've got smaller arms. But again, you're coming up as high as you can. Okay, so that position there, you're just dragging up your body, back down. Drag up, back down. So again, I'll come slightly on again. So again, you're coming up, drag it all the way down. Speed it up a little bit. God, and it hurts even more. Again, just trying to get it as high up as you can. Nice. And that is a pain not known to man in your forearms and your biceps. But with pain there is gain. Okay, right, so we're going to do that again. Start with reverse grip. Okay, right, so I was going to go back to the bar, but I thought, actually, do you know something? Let's show you another bit of kit. So we've done dumbbells, we've done straight bar, we've done EZ bar. Now we're going to use a plate. Okay, in my case, it's going to be a 20 kilogram plate. This is very much going to mimic the movement and the exercise that we were just about to do with that straight bar. Now you'll see the grip isn't straight across. It's almost in that EZ bar position that we're doing for peaks. And all you're going to do is just grab inside. So grab inside, just shoulder width apart. Keep your elbows tucked in, and you're going to raise that plate. If I show you the side here, what you don't want to necessarily do is raise it out here, okay? What you want to do is almost keep that plate straight. Yeah, so it's coming up to that position there, and then up. So you can also do this with kettlebells. You could do it with dumbbells, and of course you can do it with a straight bar as well. But just showing you, you can do anything you like and mimic different movements using different bits of gym equipment. And that one absolutely hits differently. Very, very good exercise. Right, so that's biceps. So we started wide, we've done lows inside, and we've done lows for the peak as well. So really important you try to go through those three ranges. So wide to standard to close, just to make sure you're getting an all-round big arm. I'm still after those 18 inches, so I've got to do this kind of thing more frequently. Let's go.